Texas A&M's basketball season is over after a painful, heartbreaking overtime loss to the number one seed Houston Cougars. Let's talk about it.
You are Locked On Aggies, your daily podcast on the Texas A&M Aggies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome on in to Locked On Aggies. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak. Thanks for making Locked On Aggies your first listen every single day. We are here, a little bonus post-game show after the Aggies lose a heartbreaking game to the Houston Cougars in the NCAA tournament. That's going to do it for the season for Texas A&M. A season that was full of ups and downs. And, first thing I want to say, I want to start first and foremost, proud of these kids, proud of these players, proud of Coach Buzz. This team fought, congrats to Houston. Fun basketball game. Congrats to that young man. Was either a walk-on, preferred walk-on going in and making that second free throw. Takes a lot, of confidence to go do that. So good for him. Missed the first one and still knocked the second one down. Good for them. But good luck to the Cougars once again. But, I'm so proud of this team. And no moral victories here from me. Never. Not a moral victory guy. That is the last thing I am. But I am proud of this team because you everydayers, did anyone here expect Texas A&M to maybe even be here today? I sure did not. So really am proud of this team for doing what they did, taking down Nebraska to get here. They played their best basketball of the season when it mattered the most. Unfortunately, star guard Wade Taylor did not play his best basketball today. The crazy stats of this ball game is that Wade Taylor is 5 of 26, 3 of 13 from deep. And you as a team go 29 of 45 from the line, 64%, and you lose this game by 5 points in overtime to one of the best basketball teams in all college hoops. It just shows you, if Wade plays well, Wade Taylor playing well is what kept you in it the first time these two teams met. And if he shoots the ball better, you win this game. You make your free throws, you win this game. That's the reality here. Buzz Williams, he loves his players love him. And I'll tell you what, they fought for him late in this game. They fought for him late in this season. That was a 13-3 run, I believe, to get it to overtime. Andersson Garcia, man, what a shot from that young man. He's been the heart and soul of this team. Look at his stat line. Only 5 boards in this one, which is a little bit surprising, but 12 points, 2 steals, couple assists, got a block. Just to do it all. Grinder for this basketball team, really. So it was fitting that he made that 3 to send this thing into overtime. And, in overtime, it was what's so frustrating is you were this close. Their whole team had fouled out. If you find a way to get that thing to double overtime, you win the game. And the Aggies just couldn't get it done. And you hate to see that. But really proud of this team, proud of what they did, the changes they made. I love that, what do we say? You needed somebody to step up to make this defense not just Boots and Wade Taylor, and Manny Obaseki does it. And that's just impressive. What Obaseki did late in the year, turning it on when he was non-existent early in the season, is really what made this team be able to turn this season around. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this game, a little bit about thoughts there coming up right here on Locked On Aggies. But first, I want to tell you about our wonderful friends over at eBay Motors. Passion, drive, and patience. What brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance, from superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride or die every time, or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay guaranteed fit only available to U.S. customers. So back to this game, ladies and gentlemen. Boots Radford leads the team, 27 points, 10 to 22 from the field, 1 to 2 from deep, 15 rebounds. His ability to rebound the basketball is so impressive. 6 assists, great stat line from Boots. You get 9 points from Solomon Washington. You get Obaseki gives you 15. Wade Taylor gives you 21. You get 12 from Garcia, 5 from Coleman, 5 from Carter. I think that what we talked about, this team, having seen Houston's defensive pressure was impressive. Having seen their defensive pressure, knowing that these two teams met early in the year, did help Texas A&M. They did a good job taking care of the basketball in the first half. And then in the second half, I think that you had how many total? 11 total turnovers. Is that right that they had? I can't get half-by-half breakdown stats, but I'm pretty sure that they turned the ball over 10 times in the second half because I'm pretty sure they'd won at the half. But in the first half, they came out, and then in the second half was sloppy across the board. Both teams were sloppy, but at the end of the day, you got to make your free throws. You have got to make the free ones. They call them free throws. That's what they are. You got to make them at least at a higher clip than you did. 64% will not get the job done. I mean, you missed 16 free throws. You shoot 75%. I think you win this basketball game, and that's just frustrating here. So, Wade Taylor picked a bad game to not play well. And he turned it on. He started to make some baskets when it mattered the most. But, man, if he plays well the whole game, the Aggies get the win. Stinks. Season's over. I do think that Coach Buzz Williams learned some things, though, from this team. I think that he learned – I think you're going to see him take a different approach to the transfer portal. So I'm anxious to see what he does there. They've already reached out to some players. We'll talk about that throughout the offseason. But I think that he'll take a different approach to the portal. I think he'll want to go get some more guys who can score the ball. You got to have more guys who can score the ball. All season long we talked. It's Wade Taylor, it's Boots. That's it. You finally start to get some stuff from Obaseki. Marble not playing through the season off. You had to change things up. There was a lot that went wrong this season for Texas A&M. So the fact they were able to get to the round of 32, a few things going their way away from making a Sweet 16 appearance. This team did a lot. So, a team that we were talking about, a month ago, 3 weeks ago, they're not going to make the tournament. Not only did they make the tournament, they go on a little run in the SEC tournament. They win their first game against Nebraska, higher seed in the NCAA tournament. So once again, tough loss. Got to do a better job of the free throw line. No reason to nitpick that now. The game's over. Proud of this team, proud of this coaching staff, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Texas A&M basketball. Hopefully, some huge offseason additions via the portal, and this team is in position to be a top 5 team in the SEC once again next season, and maybe make a run in this NCAA tournament next year. That's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Aggies. Really appreciate y'all tuning in this little bonus episode. Fun show coming up tomorrow. Is there a little bit of quarterback controversy going on at Texas A&M? That will be the conversation. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Texas A&M baseball series win over Mississippi State coming up on tomorrow's episode of Locked On Aggies. So make sure to check it out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show. I appreciate it a ton. Hit that like button. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Hope everybody had an outstanding weekend, and we will see you tomorrow morning right here on Locked On Aggies.